Reacher Season 3 has arrived, and what a fantastic first episode. I know they dropped 3 episodes today, but I decided just to watch the first one and talk about that initially because so much happens in that first episode. Um, they're staying so true to the book so far. I love the opening. I'm not going to go into every detail. We're not going to walk through this thing scene by scene, but just some key points. I love the opening. I love that the book opens the same way. You're not sure what's going on. You think that Reacher just shot a cop by accident, and that he's in another one of those terrible situations that Reacher finds himself in each town that he finds himself in, and uh, and then you don't find out till nearly the end that he's actually working undercover. Um, it's that's exactly how the book plays out, and that's one thing I've loved about the series so far is although they changed some things here and there. Usually when it comes to the ending, because that's kind of the most crucial when it comes to a book or a TV series or what have you, is like how does it end? And if you know how it ends, it's not as fun, right? So a lot of times they'll change something about the ending. Um, However, I feel like with Reacher, you could just stick with the ending that was in the book because the books are incredible. For those of you who have never read any of the Reacher series, please do. There's like nearly 30 books, I believe, in the series, plus a bunch of novellas and short stories. A ton of Reacher content out there if you're fiending for some, and I cover a lot of that here on this channel. I cover the books, I cover the TV show, any news that comes out about either or. Um, yeah, subscribe if you're interested in following me for my Reacher content. That's not all I do, but a lot of Reacher content happens on this channel. Anyway, uh, as I said, love the opening. I love that they stayed true to it. The Persuader book. We still haven't seen why they call it Persuader yet, and just like in the book, you don't find out why it's called Persuader till like pretty far in. And honestly, it's not detrimental. Like it's not like a crazy point that the book makes. It's just that I don't know. It's subtle, but it it definitely, I'm sure, will get mentioned in the series because I've seen scenes that show it without actually saying it. So uh, anyway, Reacher, helps out by keeping this kid from getting kidnapped, but and then goes in and basically the mob boss guy who is the dad of the kid, offers Reacher a job. And this guy has way too much money to be doing what he claims to be doing, which is running like a rug company, right? An import rug company or something like that. And he has this huge, massive estate. He has all this security. And probably uh, the best news that came out before the series and the best part of the series so far is that they nailed Paulie. Now, I don't know if they're going to nail him character wise going forward. I hope that they do. I hope that the when Reacher finally does face off with Paulie, that's the guard we saw in the beginning, the gigantor of a man that is Paulie. I hope that it plays like I hope that that fight plays out the way that it did in the book because it's so critical. Like for fans of the book, the reason they love this book is because of Polly. Like that is the main thing they love about this book is that character and Reacher facing off. Like it's one of those things where when you ask people some of their favorite books or favorite uh, characters or storylines or whatever, like Paulie is always in the mix. Even though he's not like this, he's not the big bad, he's not the main antagonist. He becomes such a crucial part of the book and the first person to ever give Reacher a run for his money when it comes to fisticuffs. Let's see what else. I love the banter between Reacher and the FBI agent, or is it FBI? I'm not sure it's FBI. I think it is. Um, I love the banter between the two because she's like fierce, and I love her Bostonian, whole Maine accent, right? That East Coast, Upper East Coast accent. Um, Always love that. Um, and it's cool to just see her. She's just a bad bitch, right? Like she's just coming at Reacher with everything, and I love it. I love that they go back and forth. I love that she can keep up with Reacher with the banter, because usually Reacher is the the one coming out on top of the conversation. She kind of shuts him up a little bit at times, and I like that. I like that, and I love that it doesn't seem as though there could be any romantic entanglement with the two. I don't remember how it plays out in the book, if there is any romantic interest in this book. But one of the great things about Reacher stories is there doesn't always have to be. There is a lot of times, but there doesn't always have to be. Sometimes the women in the books are strictly a partner of his, helping him work a crime, or um, someone that he rescues, or someone that helps him along the way. But it's not always a romantic entanglement, and I appreciate that about the books, and I hope the series shows that. Um, Yeah. So he gets inside, and we realize that he is working for someone else. It was all staged, and I love that whole planning sequence where they're planning how it's going to go down, how to make it look convincing. They had to make it so that the kid wanted to go back home rather than go to the police. So they had to plan it all out that way. Like, we got to kill a cop, so that there's it takes the cop angle off the table. Like, the kid won't be able to go to the cops because Reacher says, like, I can't go to the cops. I just killed one of them. Like, so the kid's like, oh, well, take me home. Take me home. My dad will help you out. He's like, oh, okay. But I love that he's like hesitant the whole time. And just a total badass with the Russian roulette scene. Um, just classic Reacher attitude. I loved it. Loved it. Um, as I said, still so far, still staying true to the book. I haven't seen any variations yet from the book, deviations from the book. And I hope they keep it to a minimum this season. I really do. I really enjoyed season one. Absolutely loved it. Season two, not as much. Not as much. I feel like I like the solo Reacher stories more. Although I do love the book Bad Luck and Trouble that they covered last season. I love the book. I just don't think it worked as well on screen this early in the audience meeting Reacher. I think they should have saved that for, like, season 4 or 5, down the road, where you bring in a team and it becomes a team show for a season. These solo adventures is what I like the most. So he's in there looking for a girl who was an undercover CI, who went missing, right? And at the very end, he sneaks out of his room. He goes into this like carriage house basement or whatever, and finds obvious evidence that that girl was there, like her bracelets that the FBI agent told him about, like the bracelets, and there was like a tray of food there, half eaten, and like an old dirty mattress. So someone had been kept down there, likely that girl. And so, the mystery is still to be solved. Where is this girl at? Has she already been killed? What's going to happen going forward? And I'm excited too, because it's been a couple years since I read this book. I've read them all several times, but since I read this one, it's been a couple years, and I purposely stayed away from it um, over this past year. I didn't want to have it fresh in my mind. I wanted it to surprise me a little bit, because they do. Once you've read 30 books and then you go back and reread, like, they still surprise you, because there's so much that happens in all of the books that you can still be surprised by rereading the same story. You can't remember exactly how it worked out. Um, but yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes. Even though I generally know where it goes, I know that big face off with Paulie is coming. I can't wait to see it play out on screen. But anyway, I would love to hear what you guys think of season three so far. Um, Even if you've watched the first 3 episodes, don't tell me anything yet. But please comment about how you think the season is going. And I love talking about it. Like, as you can see, I absolutely love this character. So um, so far it's off to a great start. I'd like to see if you guys agree with that as well, and let me know what you thought of season two as well, and like comparing so far this season to how season two went. And yeah, let's discuss it. I love talking about it. You can either leave a comment, or you can reach out to me at Real Brett Scott on all social media. And if you like this sort of content, if you want to follow the rest of this series, or if you want to go back and see my reviews of past seasons of Reacher or the book series, please subscribe to the channel because I do a lot of that on this channel. And if you do decide to stick around, then I'll see you again real soon. Thanks.